Hello everyone. In this part, we are going to talk about the firmware of our Proteus circuit. As we are using serial monitor, so we have to use the serial function of our Arduino system. So for Arduino, there are mainly two loops. So void setup and the void loop. So you have to set up or configure the pin, or if you want to use some serial, then you have to start the serial processing here, and you have to change the pin mode, whether it will be in input or output and this kind of thing. So you have to set this command inside the void setup, and this is the loop which will run continuously. So for void loop, it's kind of while true loop. So while you will write while inside the this bracket. So while one actually is the infinite loop. So the void loop, one kind of infinite loop. So when the Arduino will start, the void setup will run for only one time, and rest of its time until you cut off its power, the void loop will run continuously. So as we are using serial begin, so at the beginning of our code we will initialize serial begin 9600. As you know, we are going to use 9600 baud rate. And then we are using the LEDs in this 13, 12, 11 and 10 pin number. As we will turn on the LED from Arduino, so we have to make it as the output mode. You can give output here, and this is case sensitive, so you have to write it as all capital. So this is our void setup, and this is the serial code inside the void loop. So whenever Arduino will get any data in its RX pin, so it will check continuously. So if serial is available or not. So whenever any data is available to the RX pin of the Arduino, it will become true. So whenever the serial available will be true, it will go inside of this part, and then it will store the serial data in this in string. So we declare in string character type variable, and we also create the string data array. So at first we will put the serial read data inside this in string, and just give a 2 millisecond delay. So delay function take integer as millisecond, and what we did here, we increase the data inside the data array strings. So this is kind of array. So whenever it will get some data, it will keep inside the data array string. Now we are going to check the next line. So if you remember the LabVIEW code, whenever it will get new line command, it will send new sets of data. So whenever we will get some enter in the data string, we will check whether the data array is like this or not. As you remember, we are sending 5 characters. So the first character will be stored in the data array 0 position, and the second character will be stored in the data array 1 position. Similarly, the fourth character will be stored in the data array 3rd position. Now we are going to check whether the first data array is W or X. So if W, then we will call this function. So this function is like whenever you will write digital write and give 13 number pin and make it high, so Arduino will provide 5 volt to that pin. And whenever you are giving it or writing it low, Arduino will provide 0 volt to that pin. By making it high, LED will be turned on, and by making it low, LED will be turned off. So depending on the W or X of the first character of the string, the 13 number LED will be turned on or off, and similar for the rest of the thing. So here, depending on the Q or X, the 12 number pin will be high or low. So the LED that connected with the 12 number pin will be turned on or off. And similarly like this. And at the end, we are making this data array void again, kind of string. So whenever one set of data will be completed, the data array will be empty. So there will be no data at that point. And we are giving delay of 50 millisecond. And whenever it will complete, it will come to again here in this line. And again, the serial available, it will store new sets of data. So in every loop, it will have new sets of data. And if you remember, in LabVIEW, we are sending new sets of data in every 250 millisecond. So the delay function. So in every 250 millisecond, it will receive new sets of data, and depending on that data, we will turn on or off the system. So after completing this code, we have to compile it. So at first, you have to compile it in this way, and we need a binary file of this thing, and this binary file will be uploaded in the Proteus circuit. So just click on Sketch, Export Compile Binary. So you see it is written here, done compiling. Now where will we get this binary file? So you have to go to that location where you save this file, and you will find the binary file too. So like this. So I save the hello world code, and this is the binary file of our code. So I have to upload this hex into the Proteus. So now I will open the Proteus software, and I am opening the hello world project. So this is our project, and here you have to double click on it. Now you have to go to the program files. So here is our hello world, and this is our .hex file that we generated. So click on this. Okay. See, we are having two of the virtual terminal, but now we are not sending or receiving any data. So in this case, we are not seeing any data in the virtual terminal. So our code is working. We have to set up here from LabVIEW. Here now we will show you how we will integrate all together. So first of all, open your LabVIEW project, and also open the Proteus project. So click on the comport. If you remember from our last video on Proteus, we created the virtual terminal on comport 1 and comport 2. Click here, you will see two comport is available here in this drop down menu. So select comport 2 over here. Now if you run both the Proteus and the LabVIEW, you will see we are receiving data in virtual terminal here. So for the default case, if all the LEDs are off, our condition was it will send X. Another thing, if you see this virtual serial port driver, this COM2 is sending the data. See, already sent the 3.6 kilobytes of data. And the COM1, as COM1 is selected here, COM1 is receiving the data. 3.6 kilobytes of data per second. So let's check the LED. Let's turn on the LED 1 and see LED 1 has been turned on here. So LED 1 is connected with the 13 number pin, and you can see that W is receiving over here and LED 1 is turned on. Let's turn on LED 2, LED 3, LED 4. So every LED is working. LED part is working, the Proteus is working, also our Arduino code is working. So now you can use the LabVIEW, Proteus and Arduino software together. So it is very simple. Thank you everyone.